Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mouse Madness True Finale. I'm your host, Irish Husky, with the usual cohort. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Karkanam aka Raccoon Bro VA at your service.
Wesley Hunt, the current reviewer of everything right here at your service.
You're a Jet 10, like, hoping to be a writer and voice actor at your service.
All right. So, over the course of the last few months, we've been doing polls to determine you guys' favorite Disney movies. Well, now it's our turn to return the favor. This is going to be a top 10 countdown of our favorite Disney movies. We each have our own lists. It'll be fun to see how they vary. I'm excited, so...
Oh,
Yeah, and
man.
also how they changed over the years, because mine, when we did this 6 years ago, was totally different.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I had back then.
Right,
Yeah.
so we want to go round table, but who's starting?
Well, since this was hosted on Carrick's channel, I think he should be the one to kick us off.
Oh,
Okay.
very,
Take it away.
very persuasive of you there. So I do have some honorable mentions, but I guess I could probably save those to the number one. So starting with number 10 right now, and then after we talk about our number twos, talk about ones that just barely missed the cut.
Sure.
All right. Kick things off. My number 10 film is Sleeping Beauty. And it was so tough choosing between this and my number 11, but I feel pretty confident about it. I still think this is the most beautiful hand-drawn film in my opinion, because there are others that are more, I guess you could say, technically impressive, because they use CG characters and they have insane landscapes and stuff, but there is something about that gothic style of Sleeping Beauty that just feels unmatched compared to any other film, and it has almost a dream presence to its soundtrack. It's a lot of the old Disney films had the usual choir for their songs, especially for the opening credits. Back then when they used to front load films with everybody who worked on it and then just say they didn't even have end credits, they just said the end, and they
Remember
had,
when credits used to go at the beginning of movies?
yeah, pretty much. And not just the cast or whatever, what the Animal Farm movie did recently. But with this one, there's something about it that feels the perfect the of all the decades, and they really mastered it there, and it leads to sequences her being given the gifts from the three fairies, and the whole sequence of them putting the town to sleep, that all of those parts are just and also just Aurora's singing voice. I said this earlier, I know she's not the most fleshed out Disney princess out of all of them, but I still posit her as having my favorite singing voice out of all of them.
18 lines.
Yeah, she made the most out of that limited screen time, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
also her voice actress, Mary Costa, is still alive. Good for her.
Yeah.
Do a Sleeping Beauty 2, you cowards. And make it about how she has a kid and it's the next generation. Okay. The reason I'm not bothered by her not being fleshed out is because I don't think she's the main character. Sure, she may be the titular character, but the three fairies are the main characters in my opinion, and they are so lovable. They have perfect chemistry together. I really felt the bond they had with Aurora. It was 16 years, right? On her 16th. Yeah. That it really did feel like they took care of her for 16 years, and also the aura that Maleficent has is unmatched as well, and she's so petty too. I love petty villains. Those are always my favorite types.
Couldn't get invited. You're like this because you didn't get invited to a birthday party.
Yeah, it's really that's she was just looking. She's one of those people that looks for an excuse to mess things up, and that's why I love her. And I love the Kings too. There's a little scene together is for the most part, you could technically cut it out and the story wouldn't change, but I would never cut out their like fake sword fight with the plate and the fish. Like they like, in my opinion, that's the stuff that sticks with me the most, cause like I think the characters are very lovable, and also it's straight up an epic final clash. Like it is one of the most iconic like classic swordsman versus dragon depictions out there, and the line leading up to it of like you will face all the powers of hell is like that sticks with you as a kid,
one of
man.
only two Disney villains to say hell uncensored.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you got Puss in Boots just saying it super casually. But yeah, that I think all that coming together makes it my favorite of the classic musicals. Like I love Cinderella and Snow White as well, but Sleeping Beauty just feels like the most polished out of all of them. But notice how I said my favorite classic musicals, like classic era Disney musicals. When Disney was still alive is the era I'm referring to, because there's another film coming up. But yeah, Sleeping Beauty, my number 10.
Yep, I think we go in the ranking through the Discord here. So Nick, you're up.
All right.
Hey, did I actually say something first?
Go ahead.
About Sleeping Beauty? I want there to be, like, if they ever do something like Disney parody related, I want there to be like a bar that's named Stumps.
Scump.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
The word was invented for this movie.
I know what you're talking about.
Wouldn't that be great though? Like a bar that's actually named Stumps.
What? That would be such a deep cut.
All right.
Man.
All right, so my number 10 is Lilo and Stitch, our big winner.
Wow.
All right.
Believe it or
Nice.
not, this is actually the only one of the final four that's in my top 10, so I'm glad that's the one that ended up winning. Yeah, this movie just has been talked and discussed to death so much over the years. It's gained a cult following. The live-action remake made people appreciate the original so much more. And I did not grow up with this movie. I grew up more with the TV show. And it was kind of jarring to see just how different of a tonal difference it was from the original movie and the show. Because the movie certainly takes on a much heavier tone, particularly the scenes with Nani and Lilo just trying to get by in their life, with Lilo being an absolute handful, Nani having way too much to handle. And of course you need the scenes with the aliens to bring that kind of comedic levity to it, which, even though I'm not the biggest fan of those scenes on their own, I do think they play a good part. They do play their role in that respect very well. And just the way that those two stories come together, when Stitch at the end says, "This is my family," like, it's broken, but it's mine, or something to that effect.
And not very
that
big.
one hits me all the time.
Yeah.
It good.
It very good.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite like arc culmination lines from any film. So very satisfying way to round it out for him. And also very clever on Bubbles' part, finding a way to make it legally correct as well, that they can't take Stitch away because like they brought back the adoption form from earlier in the film. So there's a nice little detail that they didn't have to include, but it was very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
turn. I got a good one for you here. Number 10, the first CG film for this discussion, Zootopia. Zootopia is one of those really unique originals. It's something that came from nowhere, and it pushes boundaries. A lot of people have talked about the prejudice angle and the political ideas, but here's the thing. It addresses a form of prejudice that does not exist in the human world. It addresses predacity. It's something that works for animals. So by having it be this abstract, you can apply it any way you want.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it, because one of the common criticisms you see is that we can't this isn't a perfect one-to-one allegory to real life. But that kind of criticism, it's like it's no different from people that try to say the same thing about Turning Red. It's like, y'all, that's not really what it's going for.
Yeah, in its broadness, you can be interpreted in many ways. And what I really liked about it is this one has one of the better misunderstanding scenes. Judy kind of brings it on herself, and she accepts realistic consequences for what happens.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very realistic too. It's like a sort of it goes to show like how systemic prejudice can affect even like good intentioned people.
Right. So they have this. So they go through there, and I actually think that the twist villain, even though Bellwether herself is not that interesting, on rewatch I was able to detect a little idea. So the twist doesn't come out of nowhere. She leaves right before she reveals the traffic cameras, so it's sort of that setup moment. Rewatching, it's like, oh yeah, she wants this to go on. That's something we can handle. That we got to put a pin on this scene because she's hiding something.
Yeah.
Yep. If I had a little complaints, it would probably just be a little pacing and some of the references feel a little forced, but those are honestly just nitpicks.
No, yeah.
But Zootopia is really gutsy move for Disney. It's my favorite Disney movie of the 21st century. Mild spoilers, and one of the few Disney movies I think earned its PG rating.
It's rare that I'm able to see PG actually apply and not just be as some people colloquially refer to it as practically G.
Yep. The only things that are G nowadays are stuff like Gabby's Dollhouse made for literal babies.
Yeah. Even the My Little Pony movie being rated PG, just like that's the moment I was like, okay, guys, like what are we doing with ourselves?
We've lost the plot here.
But Utopia has some adult situations and stuff that I was like, yeah, this probably warranted that. So yeah, good call at PA.
Yeah.
In the conversations it will inevitably spark too.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. But that's my 2 cents. Let's hear from Jackson now.
Okay, my number 10 pick is one of the films that saved Disney when it was in a bit of a rough spot. Here we go back to the ages of the late 40s and the early 50s with their first film that's not a package film in a long time, Cinderella.
Wow, that's a good one.
I had a feeling that's what you were building up to. It's up there with Little Mermaid,
Yeah,
one of, like the redemption arc movies.
Right, if Snow White started the princess format and formula, Cinderella arguably perfected it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like of all the Walt Disney films that were about princesses, Cinderella would be my personal pick on what is the best. I feel Cinderella had the most engaging character arc out of all the princesses. She's also, I believe, the most sympathetic. Like she's always working her butt off, always hoping for a happily ever after. She always keeps her chin up. She acknowledges what she's going through. Sucks. It does. But she always tries to do her best and keep her chin up, and it's very relatable. Personal story, I rewatched this movie when I was in 8th grade, which is the worst year of school for me personally. So I can relate to Cinderella here. Also, I think the comic relief is really good here. I really like the mice and Lucifer, and also the King and Duke. I think are honestly two of the funniest characters to ever appear in any Disney film. Personally,
Disney princes are often correctly described as kind of boring, but Disney kings, man, they're great.
They show how they earned that damn crown.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cinderella 3 though for giving the prince personality.
Yeah. It's sad how we cast this colorful. The most boring character is the prince.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the prince and get a lot of screen time because it was more of Cinderella's story and more of her getting out of her bad environment. But yeah, but like I said, the king and Duke made up for it.
Yeah. That's right.
Like, what was your favorite scene with the canon dude? Like, one that I often, one that like just came back to my head was when they realized that Cinderella, that they saw the prince and Cinderella starting to hook up, and the team goes, the waltz, quick, the waltz, and he's like trying to get everyone the lights. He doesn't realize he almost falls off the balcony, and the dude has to pull him back up. I think that's really funny.
Well, no, the line that sticks with me the most is when they figure out that she left her slipper behind, and he comes up with the plan, and the Duke's like, but sir, that slipper could belong to any number of girls, and the king's like, that's his problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of his earliest meta jokes, but one scene I really liked was where they're bouncing in the bed, and it leads to one of the earliest goofy yells.
That's what I was going to bring up. I love that scene.
Yeah, in a mainline canon Disney movie, they actually used the goofy yell, all the way back in 1950.
I wouldn't mind if that replaced the Wilhelm scream, if I'm being honest.
Same.
Yeah.
Me neither. That'd be awesome. Like, I also love the scene that like right before the dude tries to tell the king. We think he's actually telling the king right now everything, but he's just talking to a chair. He's about to like knock on the door, but he just goes, no, I just can't. Like, the way he just like swings back into being a coward is just great animation there. And of course, like I said before, this movie has one of the most satisfying Disney endings of all time.
Oh, fudge!
Yeah, a lot of people think
Especially seeing the evil stepmother, just like her face just goes like
that's straight up like I imagine it being in like one of those old school MLG videos, and just like the crowd going and like air horns, bam, 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 bam.
Yep. Yeah. And
Also, fun fact, I just found this out: the King and the Grand Duke share the same voice actor.
Really?
Wow.
I know, that's awesome.
His name is Luis Van Ruten. Well done, my guy.
What a talent that guy was. And also at the very end, like, even though the king was like can be kind of a hot-tempered guy, what does he do after the Prince Cinderella gets married? Cinderella loses her shoe again, but the king puts it on for her. I'm just like, that is so sweet.
No, give him a little peck on his bald ass head, and I was like, "Aw, that's her father-in-law now. That's her new dad."
Yeah.
Love to see it.
All right. We're going to number 9 now. Carrick.
Alrighty, my number 9. Without trying to make a Beatles reference, 101 Dalmatians. I mentioned before that I had another classic film ahead of it, Sleeping Beauty, that was a non-musical, and 101 Dalmatians is my favorite old school Disney film. It has been for the longest time and continues to be. And I think what the reason it does is because it has, in my opinion, like, there's not a single character that feels like a waste in this film, which is crazy to say for something called 101 Dalmatians. You would think to yourself, how are they? Oh man, are they gonna give like every single one of them a unique personality? How are they gonna do that? But no, it's not even like really the Dalmatians that make it, because like they're more of a plot device. It's like all the characters surrounding them, like their parents are awesome, and the like sort of military general, the barn animals, like the cat, the horse, the dog, like those guys are fun, and just like everybody, all of the different characters that are just like there to help them along the journey. It has like a really like uplift. It's what some people refer to as a hope core, as a concept for films. So it's really uplifting to see all these strangers like coming from different walks of life, just doing good, like not expecting anything in return. They just like they know it's the right thing to do to like help these innocent puppies out of a really messed up situation. And
when I did my Disney marathon, 101 Dalmatians was one of the few movies that got better on rewatch. I was able to appreciate a lot of the characters, and the last act is really tense, like legitimately.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's like even before they get to the part where they all have to, pretend to be black labs. Just like the scene where they're all like really hungry, and the cows like let them get the milk from their udders. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so adorable. But then yeah, that gets followed up by like an insanely scary part where they're trying to get every single one of these dogs into the car. And it's like that's why it's good that there's 101 of them, because normally that would be a lot to juggle. It adds to the stakes of everything, because it's like we can't leave a single one of these puppies behind. And
It's life or death.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
like trying to like keep track of them all is like really it's stressful to think about.
And like, but at the same time, we're like really glad that like the burglars don't catch on. One of them almost does, but the other one goes, "That's just what they did. Dogs is always painting themselves black. You idiot."
Look, Cruella DeVille is iconic for a reason. I love her, but I've always been more of a Jasper and Horace guy myself. I think they're the quintessential like tall, skinny guy paired up with a shorter, rounder guy, like that
the
whole
Abbott and
archetype.
Costello of Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say that nothing will ever top the imagery of Cruella just losing her goddamn mind as her car continues to fall apart.
and her car starts to like resemble her more and gets like angrier.
On the subject of Cruella DeVille, like, I think what makes her one of the great Disney villains is that she may not have like all the fantastical powers, like say Maleficent or Ursula or Jafar, but what we remember most about her is that she holds nothing back. She is not subtle in the slightest. She is just evil incarnate and just like celebrates it all throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. I also shout out to their owners.
Roger and Anita.
Roger in particular, that guy created one of the first diss tracks in all of like media, and
that scene is just great. Like,
and
I love
he managed to like make a shit ton of money off of it too, which was implied.
Yeah.
Like, I love how especially when he just plays as loudly as possible, and you can tell look on his face, he wants to annoy the heck out of Cruella, which is good for him.
Yeah,
Just like stomping the heck
DeVille
out the
walks,
ground.
so not like us could run.
Yeah, exactly.
It turns out I was doing some research, and this actually would have been the first ever Disney film for the Sherman Brothers to work on, because they actually wrote a little song for 101 Dalmatians that sadly didn't get used for the film, but survived on storybook records.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I'll look into that later. I'm not too familiar with the Sherman Brothers work. I see that they did music for a bunch of famous films, so that's cool. Like, this is the kind of film though that it hooks you from the very beginning. Like, some might consider it like to be a very slow paced film, but that's kind of what I love about it. It's just like hearing Pongo's like inner monologue about how dull the bachelor life is. Like, just like his voice actor does a really good job selling the mundaneness of it all, and then like that combined with like probably some of the most realistic dog sound effects I've heard in any of these films. Like, it sounds like they got an actual dog to record those bits where he's like trying to get Roger to take him out on a walk, and that just kind of did a good job selling the world for me. And also just like the imagery of all the dogs being walked looking exactly like their owners. That's always a classic bit I love.
You ever see that one Garfield comic where they did something like that? Like, John says, ever knows how a bunch of pets look like their owners, and like they'd come across a couple, but then they see like a bird in a suit with a bird in a cage.
With a bird? Okay, a bird. Wait, say that again.
Like, John turns, he's a little surprised. There's like a bird in a cage, and he's held by what looks like a human, but he's like an anthro-sized bird in a tuxedo.
Okay, I gotta look up I gotta look up that panel. That's good. I think I've said all I need to say. So if you guys would like to move on, that's cool.
No, Nick, your turn.
All right. So my pick for number 9 is Moana. My first 3D film on my countdown. Had to include one of the modern Disney princess movies. I did consider Tangled for this spot, and you can consider that to be my number 11. but ultimately Moana won out for just personal preference reasons. Like, I just like the seascape aesthetic. I think Moana as a character is about as compelling as Rapunzel, but I think I like the dynamic between her and Maui a little bit more than Rapunzel and Flynn. Just a hair. This whole bottom section of the list is really close, so really this could have gone anywhere from like 10 to 6, but it's really hard. It's really hard for me to say stuff about this movie that we haven't already talked about. But
yeah, just like the water physics are beautiful.
Yeah.
The songs are really well done.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think How Far I'll Go is actually my favorite I Want song from the Disney Princess lineup.
Oh, okay.
I love Moana's singing voice. I love how I love how the reprise is used when she's actually setting sail. Some people might not think that the songs in this movie are like some of the best to come out of modern Disney, but I think after watching Moana 2, we can all agree it could be so much worse.
Yeah.
It gave people newfound appreciation. No doubt.
Like hearing like what could be better than this, it just makes me appreciate You're Welcome so much more.
What could be better than this? A better script.
Right.
Exactly. Let's see, what else is there? Loved the fight with the coconuts. Just kind of out of nowhere, but it was really funny. And the following scene where Maui is just paralyzed from the neck down after getting shot with the poison darts. Hilarious.
And they managed to find a way to get some potty humor in there as well. Right. And it's like, oh hey, the water is getting warmer. He like cuts to Maui's face, looking with a shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tamatoa as well. I'm just I know some of us are thinking it, but yeah, that is probably the most modern example of a big-lipped alligator moment. And that's kind of probably why he became so iconic. What I have no idea what they're gonna do with him in Moana 3, so I'm very concerned about that film.
Yeah, I can basically summarize this movie by paraphrasing another movie. I am Moana of Motunui. You killed my island. Prepare to die.
Princess Bride, yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think this movie is just good vibes. That's really the best way I can describe its appeal to me.
Yeah, a lot of these movies are just vibes. That's how you go for it.
I'm probably not going to have much more in-depth analysis until we get to the top 5.
Yes.
No, I mean, yeah, we have a lot of films to get through, so that's probably for the best.
Right. Yep. Okay, number 9. We're having another one out on a limb. It's one that's been gaining popularity lately, rightly so. It's The Great Mouse Detective. This was one of the most fun Disney movies, just having the fun characters and seeing where it goes. It works as a mystery because it's not a whodunit, it's what is Ratigan planning to do. And on rewatch, you see things like, oh yeah, they're doing the robot. It makes sense he would kidnap a toy maker to do that.
Yeah, so like you got your how catch 'em, you got your how do 'ems.
Yep, how do 'em, and then you got Fidget with the list of all the things with the tools, and they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And also, Fidget, who's voiced by Candy Candido, who was known for having a really low register, and he's doing a really high register here.
Oh yeah. I wonder if they pitch corrected his voice at all, or if he was just like able to do that naturally.
He had a 5-octave
They
scale.
picked him up. Funny thing about Fidget, they actually released like a bit of a sequel comic to The Great Mouse Detective, where Olivia became her own little junior detective, and Fidget was reformed and became her own little helper.
Makes sense.
I could see that. Yeah, like if they had more time in the film, like I could see them giving him a. He's one of those henchmen that like gets bullied enough by the main villain that like them having a redemption arc is believable.
Yeah, speaking of Ratigan, he is just such a delight. He is such a joy to watch there. Apparently, this was Vincent Price's favorite role.
I mean, that makes sense. That's one of those characters where you know it was written with a specific actor in mind, and if Vincent Price wasn't able to do it, I wouldn't be surprised if they just like scrapped the movie entirely, because it's
Yeah,
like
totally.
who else could have possibly played Ratigan as perfectly?
It'd go work and it'd go for it. And my theory as to why he doesn't like being called a rat, he's meant to be like a metaphorical rat, someone who's a seemingly benign deceiver. So that's why they want to blow his cover.
I guess also
I love the part where he
rat
just-
is a bit of a negative connotation.
I just love the part where he gets called a rat. He freezes for a moment and then just closes his pocket watch. Like, oh, shit's about to go down.
I'm about to cook this man alive.
Yes, and
Yeah, like-
and it really is well paced, and it was a new direction for it. And you know what kills me is that to this day, they have never made a sequel. There are literally sequel books to the source material. Get on it.
Dang.
Like they were gonna make something about it. Like I heard there was gonna be something like where the daughter of Basil of Baker Street would actually go on to work for the Rescue Aid Society from the Rescuers.
Yeah.
Is this a crossover episode? That's all I said.
Yeah.
Actually, it was gonna be like a TV show developed by the same guys who made The Ghost of Molly McGee.
That makes a little
Yeah.
sense, actually. Also, I heard Basil of Baker Street was going to play a role in the scrapped Search for Mickey Mouse.
I'm not to lie, even though I do enjoy The Three Musketeers, that really does sound like a much more fun movie.
Yeah, that
Oh,
could.
well.
Yeah, I could see that. I felt like it was too gimmicky for a long feature, but straight to video that might work. But yeah, great Mouse Detective. See it if you haven't. It's a great intro to Sherlock Holmes, and I did complain a little in my letterbox that it was a little short. But I mean, if my main complaint is I wanted more of it, I can't be too sad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Vincent Price, like I seen like other voiceovers from him. Radigan just sounds like no other. Like if anything, he kind of sounds like he's like 30 years younger voicing Radigan. He just brought so much light to him.
Yep. Fine. All right, but that's pretty much all I have to say, Jackson.
Okay, I should point out that like over the years, my list has gone through a couple changing. Some changed, some went a little higher, some had to go, and now we're going on to a number that has actually changed due to recent years, or maybe a recent year, with Zootopia 2.
Oh, goody! We go from my list with Zootopia to Zootopia 2. That's pretty nice.
Yep, like I really love the first Utopia, but like I found this upgrade to be a lot better. Like I enjoy how they delve into more of the world building with reptiles. I enjoy how they delve more into Judy and Ned's relationship without having it be a romance. Like I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're gonna be a couple soon." I'm like, I really don't care. Like I enjoy them. I honestly enjoy their connection more as just platonic friends.
Yeah,
Good
like
on the
that.
film for like dropping hints at like other characters seeing them as a couple, but it's like it doesn't really go anything beyond just like visual gags, like when they're riding on the walrus.
Well, no, come on. Not every relationship needs to be romantic. One of the things I liked about the movie Pacific Rim is it stars a boy and a girl and they don't fall in love. We don't need that
Yeah.
being the
You
focus.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Guillermo del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't
I
say the
also
sequel.
think like
but-
I also think like the comedy has also gotten a big upgrade too. Like Zootopia itself was already funny as hell, but the sequel has just a lot of great jokes with it too. Like I love like first of all they have Patrick Warburton as the mayor. Like come on, like you couldn't get even
Mayor.
more of a perfect casting than that. We also get the Zebros, like great joke at the end. By the way, when there's like they realize they don't know each other's names, but they realize they have the same name, and there's like Zebros.
I
also
like
love-
the payoff of the Shakira gazelle being like, I
they
will
spell
remember
it?
you, Zebros.
Yeah, maybe they spell it differently. Like one has it as the English with a G and the other has it as the French with a J.
Yeah, I also love this one scene where it looks like they're forced to like eat this food in order to get the trust of this guy, but he's like, I can't believe you actually ate it. They ate it. Like really got a big laugh out of me too.
They gave me the same vibes as those aliens that were messing with Charlie and Pym. It's like, that was an uninhabited planet, you guys. This is just a light show thing we bought off of eBay.
That's a good comparison.
What gets me about it is that I think the like dynamic between Nick and Judy is a bit more fleshed out in this one, like straight up going to therapy about their partnership issues, and like that being a running thing throughout. And they both they both like make their own mistakes and like have their own point in it. And that final scene of them like unloading like everything that they did wrong at that point, like apologizing, was very satisfying. And I always found Judy's to be pretty funny because in comparison to Nick, she's like she was a lot more of a word vomit, which felt like very in character for her to just like quickly go through it all at once. And but like I think what I like about it, the thing that it improves the most on would undoubtedly be the way they handle the twist villain.
Yeah, I'll give it that. The twist one was better. At first, you think it's set up so that he's trying to do it for the family name, but then you realize, no, he's doing it for himself.
Yeah, he was like, being totally selfish.
Yeah, the twist of him like instantly drugging Judy, like that legit got a surprise. That legit got a surprise out of me.
Yeah, and they did a good job like keeping his personality intact while still like having his true colors show.
That, in my opinion, is how the way to do a twist villain.
And also just the fact that we actually got to see him be evil too for like more than 5 minutes. The Shining reference was really well done, and seeing them all like because like I thought they would have just like had it seemed like they were just gonna do a typical like Disney falling death. That's totally what I was expecting. So like him surviving the fall and like them having a real climax was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, and also I love the beaver. I love the little beaver sidekick they made. Like she was a lot of fun.
I never would have expected a conspiracy theorist character to be one of the standouts of these films, but they actually did her very well.
Yeah, and imagine my surprise when I found out Danny Trejo was the basilisk.
He is in Disney has got him in so many things. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, but another good bit, like he's like about to like head out on the road, like do like dramatic swim, but he does that funny lizard thing by just hopping on the water. Like, man, I love these movies.
Oh yeah, very very good stuff, and also a crap ton of cameos and Easter eggs to like pick out of all the different celebrities that like voice just one-off background characters, like Ed Sheeran being a sheep. Is at a barber shop.
Oh, Sheeran! Just now making that connection.
Yeah, there you got it.
my personal favorite might be Michael J. a Fox. I'm just like, I'm sorry, that's really cute.
Like that was just so stupid. I love it.
Right.
Also, shout out to this film having the closest name to my name being the character Catrick, which is literally one letter off from my first name, and he was voiced by Macaulay Culkin. I was like, my childhood hero voiced a character that with a name that sounded somewhat similar to mine, so we take those.
Oh, that's cool.
So
yeah, like I enjoy the first Zootopia, but like after seeing Zootopia 2, it sadly didn't make the list, but its sequel did.
Mm-hmm. And who knows? Maybe Zootopia 3 will. They actually did a good job, like earning that sequel bait at the very end. Because now I do want to see how they handle the Bird Society.
Yeah, they really expanded the world, and there's a reason to go further. And maybe we could actually see bats as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess you could say that Zootopia 3 is a film for the birds.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only creatures that Zootopia hasn't included are. The first Zootopia did not include marine mammals, but this movie did. So that's the next logical step is bats. Mm-hmm. Primates would probably raise a few eyebrows, so I can get why they're holding off on primates.
Yep. it's. I mean, I feel like we do need it. I don't know if we even have any. Like we have a surprisingly like small amount of Disney films about monkeys. It's like you got Tarzan.
Jungle Book.
Yeah, not that many. I don't think there are even any Pixar movies about monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind. That would be a good like a fourth one, and being like, oh guys, evolution is about to take a whole new turn. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Yep. Yep. Also, Garrick, it's your turn for number 8.
But yeah, this will be a quick one. This is one of the CG films on my list. Wreck-It Ralph. I've been reminded of this film due to Game Over Verse recently premiering on Glitch, and I'm always a big fan of films that are able to make a bunch of video game references, and you can tell that the people making it actually know about what they're referencing.
Right.
The
And
world
also,
building is.
They reference a lot of classic games, as in ones that had the chance to stand the test of time.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever they do more like quote unquote modern games, they make sure to have it be more like homages to them, like with more original titles. So it's like you know what they're referring to, but
Right, and they got Roger Craig Smith back for Sonic, something not even the actual Sonic movies could do.
Yeah, that I wish he was animated like he's animated in Wreck-It Ralph more often. He is so charming looking, and I'll give Wreck-It Ralph 2 this. It gave us that image of Sonic at the book club and him like with the reading glasses. That's a really good meme image. And yeah, so just like very tight world building, and I appreciate how unlikable that Ralph and Vanellope are, and King Candy is a very fun villain as well. He may be a twist villain, but he still gets to be antagonistic even before the twist.
Yeah, he's one of the better twist villains because of that, because he's already the villain. The twist is his identity.
Mm-hmm. It does a really good job recontextualizing a bunch of stuff.
Right. Also, this was one of the first major animated films to actually try something unique with CGI. A lot of the other Disney movies, like Tangled, as good as it was, could have probably still been 2D, but this one actually pushes the boundaries. Yeah. It doesn't quite get to Spider-Verse levels, but it uses CGI to its advantage.
Yeah, like I mean, when you're a game literally about when you're a movie about video games, you kind of need it to be CGI, and the fact that they're able to intersplice it with the sprites as well is also a very fun touch. Like normally sprite art looks heinous in these types of movies, like they always mess it up somehow, but the sprite style in this is like really accurate and appealing, so I like that a lot. I do kind of agree with a lot of people that like a lot more people have started turning on like the townspeople in the Wreck-It Ralph universe. They're like, man, you guys are just like so needlessly mean to Ralph, but they do go through a character arc as well, so that's nice. And yeah, just it's a nice message about how, hey, sometimes we have our lot in life, but it can depending on your attitude and the people you like make friends with, you can make the most of it, and like that doesn't make you less of a person. Like I may be bad, but that is good. I will never be good, and that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be but me. And also, even though he didn't die, that was still a very emotional scene of him like diving towards the volcano. Because oh my god, the voice performance and the music and the race against the clock, like it gets me every time. So
Mentos and Diet Coke explosion. That's the way to go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You ready now, Nick?
Sure. All right, so my pick for number 8 is actually the most recent film to come out that made my top 10. It is Encanto from 2021.
Solid?
I don't think this counts as a Disney princess film. I don't think Mirabelle is part of that lineup. So, but she should be. She's great. I love her. And I love the rest of the family too, including the grandma. A lot of people don't like her because of what she puts the rest of the family through, but you have to understand, she went through an awful experience and was doing everything that she could to keep her family together, to keep the house together, not realizing how it was actually tearing everyone apart. And as soon as she realized that she was the problem, she took full accountability for that and apologized directly to Mirabelle. It's like...
Right, this is a pretty good look at how there's a difference between being a villain and an antagonist.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, it doesn't excuse the way that she treated Mirabelle and especially Bruno, but it does explain it in a way where it's like, yeah, I really don't know how I would have reacted if I were in that situation. I've never lost everything. I've never had to be in a situation where I had to, protect the only things I have left in the only way I know how. In a lot of ways, it actually reminds me of Finding Nemo, because Marlin also lost his entire family except for one egg, and that plays into his neuroticism at the beginning of the film and his overprotective nature. And like Marlin, Alma has to realize that this is not the way to go. This is not the way to raise my family.
I mean, everything about Dos Oruguitas, God, what a freaking powerful sequence, man.
I know.
Not a single word spoken, but so many emotions there.
Right.
And they actually did a good job, like, portraying ugly crying. Like, you don't see a whole lot of ugly crying get animated properly.
Right.
And it was pretty accurate.
Even in Cinderella or The Little Mermaid, there's still, like, some level of grace to the way that they break down.
Yeah, no, with that, it was just like a straight up total breakdown, and I love that they were able to accurately portray that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was legit gut wrenching.
Right. I remember people being genuinely upset when Dos Oruguitas got nominated for the Oscar over We Don't Talk About Bruno. But come on, of course they were going to nominate the slow, emotional, heartstring tugging one. I think it should have won, but I mean, sure, Billie Eilish could get it.
Well, Miranda, he still has every award except the Oscar.
Yep.
One of these days. Honestly, if it wasn't for Encanto, I don't know what the hell it will be for.
Kind of messy in terms of storytelling, but it hits all the emotional high points, and I think that counts for a lot.
Right, yep. Okay, my number 8 comes as a pretty surprise. Some of you may think it's a little low, and since I think it'll repeat on someone else, I'm going to keep it brief. My number 8's Lion King.
Okay. No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's not my number 1. There's a couple things keeping it from being number 1, but it is still very impressive, and rewatching the whole canon really got me to see what made it so big. No other animated film has this scale or this scope. And what I like is that even though it's not a magic movie, there's not some ideas of high fantasy. It has the element of mysticism to it, the idea of destiny and being chosen for the kingdom of heaven. That is wildly a good theme for me, the idea of the divine right of kings and choosing your own path.
Right. But yeah, I get a feeling we're going to be talking about this a lot more later on.
Yeah, so that's why I'm keeping it a little brief. I'm just going to say, though, that the songs in the movie are okay, but I haven't really appreciated the covers. When I hear them on their own, it's originals only. Mostly Hans Zimmer's orchestration really makes them. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I'm saving a lot for the other lists. Jackson?
Okay, guys, my number 8 choice, I just want to say it first. I'm scared. Especially how, like, after Tarek just said his number 8 choice was Wreck-It Ralph, you could say my number 8 choice is controversial.
I already know what you're going to say, and I'm holding my tongue. I'm holding my tongue.
Yeah, I have a controversial one coming up next. Don't worry about it.
It's Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Holding my tongue.
I'll hear you out.
Yeah, I just enjoy Ralph and Vanellope's connection more here. I enjoy the world building of the internet. Like, I think a lot of the comedy is really, really good here, especially a lot of the cameos too. Like, a lot most of the cameos, I should say. And yeah, I just think the story was really well told. I felt like both Ralph and Vanellope were justified in what they were doing. Told a really believable, nice story about friendship. And I also liked how near the end it kind of hinted that Ralph and Felix were starting to become more than just acquaintances. It felt like they were going to start becoming more legit, genuine friends. It was really nice. And yeah, that's about all I can say, like just to make it nice and sweet.
That's
Okay.
interesting. So something I think could be done, something nice I have to say, the princess scene, the one funny part of it was when they brought up the cliche I didn't think of.
Yeah, which one was that?
The important water.
Oh.
Never
Yeah, that was a good bit.
funny.
Yeah, I do not like this movie, but I am going to give credit to one scene, or in particular, one line from Vanellope. She says, I didn't say you're not my friend. I said you're acting like a bad friend. And the reason that stands out to me is because it shows the difference between, scolding someone for, who they are at their core and just mistakes that they've made in the past. It implies that, Vanellope is willing to forgive Ralph if he puts in the work to right the wrong that he made.
That's cool.
If I were-
Sure. Anything else, Jackson?
I guess if I were to point out another thing, like I really gotta appreciate the voice acting of Alan Tudyk. Like it would have been easy just to bring him back for like a small second cameo for like King Candy and like a flashback or something like that. But like the fact they brought him in to voice an entirely different character really shows his range.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk is a goat.
Literally.
Yeah, so Carrick, you ready with number 7?
Yeah, for sure. It's also Lion King.
Yeah, why I have my hand on it. We're
I'll use this time to talk about Timon and Pumbaa. I think they're the best comic relief characters in if not from all of Disney, at least the Disney Renaissance. And because a lot of comic relief characters are kind of there for the sake of it, but they actually provide necessary relief to the story at the point they're introduced in, because it's like by far the lowest point in Simba's life, and he's like literally about to die too. So if they actively keep the movie from being more of a downer than it already was, and like even more traumatizing for kids, and kind of and also the fact that their jokes are actually funny certainly helps. And the Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella.
Movie on their own is seen in Lion King 1.5.
There aren't many comic relief characters that can carry an entire story like that as the main characters. We see that not even Pixar has really been able to do that properly. And
The Tigger movie was all right though.
I am including Finding Dory in that thing there. I think it's a little bit mediocre, but
Yeah, that's right.
with like Timon and Pumbaa, just like they're not only have like that classic comedic duo archetype of the smaller, more fast talking guy with the big slow-witted but lovable counter to it. There's a reason that formula is so tried and true, is because it just like there's something about it that clicks in our minds and it just works. And Hakuna Matata is a bop, and I'm very happy that it made me very happy seeing Timon call Olaf Frosty. Like, what did he call it? He called him Frosty in in Once Upon Studio. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah, like bonus points, especially because Nathan Lane came back for that one line.
Yeah. So
we gotta get points. Like Ernie Sabella, deserves all the credit for voicing Pumbaa in everything he's in, but there really is just a special spark when it is Ernie Sabella and Nathan Lane.
Yeah, there have been so many people that there are a lot of people that they get to impersonate him. It's just they do not hit the same. It's not.
If anyone
not
could
nearly
do
as
it, it would be
authentic.
Billy Crystal.
Maybe.
I
But
get them confused all the time.
For some reason they didn't attempt that though. Oh well. Wasn't it Wasn't Billy Crystal supposed to be in Birdcage? Is that right?
Actually, like a little story about that. I heard that Steve Martin was going to play Robin Williams' character.
Yes,
and Robin
that's
would
right.
play,
It was Steve Martin,
and,
not
and
Billy
Robin
Crystal.
would have played Nathan's character, but Robin said, "No, I kind of want to be like the smart guy. I want to be like the straight man in this duo." So Robin was casted in his role, and Nathan Lane was brought in to like replace him.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Steve Martin didn't think he'd be able to bring the camp required for it, and Williams wanted to do a less flamboyant character because he'd already like been Mrs. Doubtfire, so like he wanted to switch it up.
Yeah, like on the subject of voice actors coming back for the Lion King, I gotta ask, how many guys are familiar with the Lion Guard?
I haven't seen it. I know of it.
I'm familiar with
Voice.
with seeing that one clip of the character causing a giant fart nuke, and also another one where Rob Lowe delivered one of the most poorly voice acted lines I've ever heard as Simba.
Like, here's something I gotta bring up about the Lion Guard. Of all the people they could bring back to reprise their characters from the movie, one of the characters they brought back wasn't Nathan Lane as Timon or Matthew Broderick as Simba or Rowan Atkinson as Azu. Like, that would have been nice. Risky, like, it would have been like unlikely, but it would have been nice to see. One of the actors they brought back was Andy Dick as Nuka.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Are
Andy
you
Dick.
serious?
Yep, like I can see it now. Just looking through the list. Matthew Broderick, nah, not really. Nathan Lane, maybe next time. Andy Dick, Andy Dick, you get in there.
That is so cringe. Oh my god, that is so cringe. I hate that. What? Purge this from my memory. No.
I'm sorry, it's true.
That sucks. Wait, how is he even there? I thought he died.
It takes place chronologically before Lion King 2.
Yes.
What? Fuck it. Whatever.
That's what happens. Deadpool talked about all the messed up timelines.
Yeah, just stupid. Wizard of Oz did it the best. It went downhill from there.
Nick, you still on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think it's your turn.
All right. So my pick for number 7, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Yes. Yes.
So when I created my top 10 list, I largely tried to do a balance between films that were objectively good and films that I subjectively like. This is the only film on the list where I am throwing that principle out the window, because this movie is just pure nostalgia, pure childhood for me. I've seen it about as many times as Toy Story. I love it just as much. And yeah, there's just no getting past how charming and nice and likable all these characters are. Like, they could just sit around and talk for hours, and I'd be invested in whatever they have to say.
Yeah, it's something about old school.
That's really all this movie comes down to. It's just little vignettes with these really likable characters and the rather mundane mishaps that they get into when you really think about it. Like, the most significant thing that happens is probably Owl's house getting blown over.
Oh, yeah.
It's something about just that old school British charm, and just like the way they talk, their mannerisms, and how the most insane thing could be happening at a moment, but like they'll be talking about it in the most casual way possible. Just it's something you would see out of like a Monty Python sketch.
That's basically the backbone of British humor. I think Lewis Carroll invented it with Alice in Wonderland, but it comes from the British class system where they're so absorbed in their etiquette and proper mannerisms, they'll only give the mildest disinterest even when something crazy is going on.
Mm-hmm. That is a good question. What would you guys say is the best segment of them? We got Honey Tree, Blustery Day, and Titter 2. Which one do you guys think is the best?
Hey, that one won the Oscar by itself. So
I think I give it to Blustery Day as well.
Yeah, and it also has the Heffalumps and Woozles, a certified banger.
Yeah.
What's fun is I actually read the Pooh stories. The Disney movie stays pretty close to the stories, with the exception of Gopher. See, Honey Tree was made first, and they didn't know how they would react to how audiences would receive it, so they replaced Piglet at first with Gopher, thinking you could draw in Americans.
Yeah, and I like how they lampshade that with his line about how he's not in the book.
Yep. Yeah, they're doing
Yeah.
that.
I used to think I didn't even realize that was lampshading. I thought they just literally meant he's not in the original book, because I didn't realize that was also meant to refer to like the Yellow Pages.
Yep, that's right. But then by Blustery Day they brought in Piglet and he became iconic in his own right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
so-
John Fiedler, I think, was like the longest running voice actor in the franchise.
Yeah, he
Because
he voiced Piglet right up until his death.
Right. I think it's fun.
I'm like that.
It's just funny
That's
watching him
anything.
in other media. Like he's in 12 Angry Men, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
He was also in Star Trek. Like he played this one crazy guy, and when he had to like get sedated or something, he was dragged away, and it was like heartbreaking, but also hilarious hearing him say, "Die, die, die, everybody, die," and it sounded exactly like Piglet.
What was that from?
It was from Star Trek. Like John Fiedler was this crazy guy who like
Oh, gotcha,
they had
gotcha,
to
gotcha.
date, and he keeps dragging away saying, "Everybody die."
So,
Right. And this is also not in many adventures, but has anyone played Pooh Sticks? I've heard it's an actual thing in Britain. There's competitions for it. That's from the 4th segment, The Day for Eeyore, that came out a little later.
oh.
Yeah, I think that was when Jim Cummings took over for Pooh.
Actually, Hal Smith was the voice of Pooh. Like Jim Cummings took over when the TV show came out.
I see.
Yeah, that's my number 7. Leslie?
Yeah, that's cool. This is my controversial one. Yoda Jax had his. This is my shots fired one. My number 7 is Sword in the Stone. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's pretty cool. I mean, I get why people don't like it, but my idea is how much you like this movie will depend on your acceptance of a more restrained, laid-back film. It's sort of meant to be more TV paced, and it's really slow and really nice. It's just another one that's based on vibes. You'll either vibe with it or you won't. Merlin's one of my favorite Disney characters. He was an inspiration for an OC I made for someone else's videos. And I feel like he was kind of the inspiration for Robin Williams' Genie in a way.
Ah,
They're both blue characters helping a guy get an education and develop into himself. But it's also
even kind of breaks the fourth wall a bit too near the end.
Yeah, that's right. But the whole gimmick with Merlin is he can see both ways in time. And he and Archimedes make a pretty good comedic duo. You'll either get into the comedy or you won't, but it's just something I could get into. And of course there's always the magic duel at the end, which is where they take the sketchy animation and really amplify it.
Mm-hmm. That is
And
definitely
Madam
my
Mim
favorite
herself.
scene.
Yeah, Madam Mim herself is just a fantastic character. Like I love whenever she's on screen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, in the book Merlin kills Madam Mim. Like the infection is deadly, but for a Disney movie that would be way out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
but
it was in character enough that I was able to accept that alternate outcome.
Yep. Right. Again, it's not the deepest movie in the world, but it's pretty much one of the funnier comedic Disney movies. I'd say it's not for everyone, but it's worth checking out to see if it's for you, because it's pretty funny.
That's fair.
It was also my grandma's favorite Disney movie, so there's some sort of connection to that.
nice. And this was also the first ever Disney project for the Sherman Brothers. They wrote all the songs here.
The first one that got used, because you talked about 101 Dalmatians. It's the first one that got.
So yeah, 101 Dalmatians. Like yeah, this is the first film where like the Sherman Brothers songs were like very used a lot.
Well, what's funny is while I like the songs, I like also the little instrumental that plays when they're doing the dishes. That's the one that stands out for me.
Ah.
Though I did sing that song when I was packing my bags to go to Vancouver. Yeah, it was the first solo vacation I did, and I was singing that song.
Wow.
But that's pretty much all I have to say. It's a film based on vibes, and if you vibe with it, you'll really vibe with it. So
I gotta
Jackson,
say, okay, first of all, I want to say another thing about Sword in the Stone. The bit where Arthur keeps going to the sword and like we see the heavenly light comes out. I kind of want to see a SpongeBob version of that where they just like walk towards it, but then they walk back and everything stops and like, huh, go towards the sword and we hear the choir and the light shine again. They're like, and they do that a couple more times. I'm like, I kind of want to see something like that.
yeah.
Okay, my number 7 choice. This one is like another film that saved Disney during a really long time, especially after the death of Walt Disney. They really need another film. In fact, another princess film, another fairy tale film to help get them back on their feet. This is The Little Mermaid.
Yay!
Little Mermaid. I would like to say it didn't really make my top 10, but Little Mermaid was one of my taste makers. It was the movie that got me into animation and Disney in general. It was pretty much one of my gateway films.
Yep, like this is the film that was like really started a lot. Like John Muster and Ron Clements, they even though they co-directed like The Gray Mouse Detective, this is the first film that was so it was pretty much them. It brought back. It was also like I believe the first ever Disney Broadway style musical that like it started. Like there's another film that I think did that better that we'll get to, but this is the film that started and did a phenomenal job with that. Like the animation is absolutely stellar. Like whether it be like underwater or like outside in the human world, the characters are just a ton of fun. And I also love like Alan Menken and Howard Ashman's like style just like matches so perfectly here with what they were trying to do, and yeah, this is one of the city films where like they changed up the ending for the original story, but I don't care because they still told a really great story to go with it. And I also want to say I met Jodie Benson recently this year, and she was a delight. She also liked her inclusion in Animation Acres, which I write also, and that was really fun.
She was allowed to read that. That's cool. A lot of actors and creators don't read fan fiction.
But she didn't read it exactly like I showed her the content of it and what her Ariel does in the stories, and she really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. She's pretty cool with crossovers. That's cool. Ariel being the nerd princess, the one who has all those special interests. Yeah, I really click with Ariel. You can see why.
Yeah.
All right, we ready for number 6?
Yep.
Alrighty, my number 6. This is probably the most personal one for me. Princess and the Frog. I am very happy to see New Orleans representation done so accurately in a film like this. When I was as a little boy, I had my phase of like not wanting to like princess movies like on principle because I was like, ew, that's girly. I'm gonna get cooties watching that.
Yeah, some
But this-
people think that's why this movie underperformed because it had princess in the title, and that's why they changed Tangled from Rapunzel.
or some people also theorize because of it being hand drawn as well.
No,
But-
I think the reason why it underperformed was because of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Don't. Oh no, that's my childhood too. But
yeah.
this was one of the first ones to like kind of make me turn a new leaf because it gave me a new perspective on how I was like shutting myself off from an entire genre of films, and like just because the main character is a girl and there's like feminine things in it, that doesn't mean I can't enjoy it as a boy. And just like I guess like seeing my culture just so heavily shown off and like given like all the flowers in the world just made me force myself to just like flip a switch there. And even now, I'm still like a really big fan of this film. The songs are all bops. All the characters are very enjoyable. The villain, without a doubt, has some of my favorite presentation out of any of the characters we talked about up to now. I I would love for Keith David to narrate my life. He is such a cool guy, and I am I hope to see this film get more of a cult following as the years go on.
Yeah, I just gotta say, Lottie is the best. Just like the greatest friend you could ever ask for.
She won an Annie for that performance. That's how good it was.
Nice. Like I love how I love how Tiana is saying like, you know, I want to earn the money to open my restaurant. Lottie's just like, well, you know, what if I pay you to cater this big party? Like I'm giving you the money anyway, but technically you're earning it. Like come on, girl, you deserve this.
Yeah. And
yeah, that's awesome.
I love everything about that scene. It's like, that's what we need to do. Grabs the beignet. John Goodman's like, what just happened?
You know, something else I just say, like, first character, like, you know, I'm just joking about Alvin the Chipmunks, right? Didn't mean, like, say anything personal.
No, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying, oh, it's my childhood. How could my childhoods like fight each other like this?
Yeah, we all have our cringe. You own it.
We have our like guilty pleasures. Cat in the Hat movie is a guilty pleasure to me because I saw that as like at just the right time to think it was funny, and I still think it's ironically funny.
On the subject of voice acting, though, I think Jim Cummings deserves a lot of praise here as the voice of Ray, and really think about it. This is a film that has major big names in it in the supporting cast like Oprah Winfrey, John Goodman, yet Jim Cummings, who's like mostly known for his voice acting roles, not on screen like those two, he's one of the most major characters in the movie. Like, I think that's awesome.
Very much a breath of fresh air.
It's one where he actually changes up his voice.
Yeah, like I actually heard that Jim Cummings showed saying that like what was he like you saying like what am I like in competition for like Harry Connick Jr. for this role? But it turns out in real life he was. Harry Connick Jr. almost got the part of Ray, but Jim Cummings beat him.
Wow.
I'm very glad that they made the right choice there.
Yeah.
Princess and the Frog. That also the anniversary of Prince Davine arriving in New Orleans was just turned 100 because that was a Twitter post that went viral, and I saw a Twitter post and I was like, wait, this film took place in the 20s? How did I not realize that?
Roaring 20s.
Oh, you know,
jazz culture, swing.
We're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. 5 trumpets do the job of 1. We're all just blocking the street.
You know something about and speaking of 100, I know we talked about 101 Dalmatians before, but the voice of Sergeant Tibbs recently turned 100.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Good to move on.
So my number 6 is a movie that I thought was getting a lot more appreciation, but apparently your audience, Carrick, didn't think it deserved it. It's Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Slowly pushes fingertips together and sweat bubble appears.
Yeah, kind of sad, especially since it pulled off the upset in Mouse Madness 1.
Right. Did it lose to Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, Treasure Planet, first things first, this movie looks incredible. Like, as far as Disney 2D goes, this is probably the best in terms of pure visual spectacle.
It is. I would consider it the peak of that, for sure.
Yeah, like the one shot that always gets me is when they just zoom in onto that spaceship station that looks like the moon when you zoom out.
Yeah, my mom legitimately said "wow" when she saw that.
Yeah,
that's sort of a incredible transition. It builds up to the 3D part. It's basically their way of saying we're not in Kansas anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, and the animation, like on like John Silver, also deserves as much appreciation. Like that guy is just like moves so fluidly, and it matches perfectly with the CGI robot hand. It's that alone is just a spectacle.
Think about all the motion tracking they had to do for that.
This movie bombed, because imagine how many more we could have gotten like it.
Right. And on the subject of
fucking Harry Potter.
On the subject of John Silver, He's probably my favorite character in this movie, just for the arc that he goes through and the relationship he has with Jim.
Very
Yeah.
fair.
Like when he starts out, it's hard to even say that he's necessarily a villain when he starts out, because it's very obvious from the start. He wants the treasure. He wants the gold. You know, he's not like trying to step in anyone else's way aside from other pirates. So
Yeah.
it's like a survival of the fittest thing out there, you know?
It becomes a bit too personal.
Treasure Island in space, it's actually pretty close.
Right.
Exactly. And Long John Silver being this complex character, that's one of the closer elements to the book.
I also really like Captain Amelia. Wish she had more of a role in the third act, but I guess the Martin Short robot will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Amelia was just fantastic. Like I loved every time she was on screen.
Yeah, she's great.
But on the same time, I honestly do like Ben, voiced by Martin Short. I think he's like really funny. Like Martin Short is like always one of those people who like I always get excited anytime I hear him because like he never slumps a performance. Like he's always trying his hardest.
For sure. And you can tell he's having a lot of fun here, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I felt like he was trying a little too hard to channel Robin Williams, but I could still tell it was him doing the voice.
And, yeah, it's a line from... Is it Dauber? The dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a line from Dauber that really describes the entire appeal of this movie. It's a few character building months in space. And that's exactly what you get. And with characters as likable as this, it's hard not to get sucked in. And with visuals as good as this, it'll keep your attention the whole time.
Yeah, I take a little bit of pride as being one of the very few people who did see this movie in theaters.
Ooh,
Nice.
that deserves like a jacket of some kind.
Right, yes.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. You won't regret it.
Yep. I wonder if this could get like a decent re-release. Then it could probably be like The Iron Giant, where it goes from being a flop to a cult classic to a true classic, just by virtue of having a well-timed release.
I especially love for Teacher's Pet to go through that.
All right.
My number 6 is the Film Bro one. I rewatched all of these canons, so it is pretty up to date, and I have them all in mind. My number 6 is still the nerd one. It's Fantasia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of my first loves was classical music. I grew up listening to Bach and Brahms, and I was appreciative of the old animation. This is kind of like the all-star set of your favorite reality show. It's the best artists in the world at the top of their game, showing off their craft. You got the Philadelphia Symphony. You got Leopold. Yes, that Leopold. And
Leopold.
yeah, it's funny how he has association with both Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny.
That's how you know you're a legend.
Yes. Yes, but the thing is, he also changes up the pieces. You can hear a lot of it. Bald Mountain especially, totally rearranged. But it all works for the movement and for the animation. I think one of the biggest beefs they had was on the Pastoral Symphony one, which is the most silly symphonies like. Leopold wanted to be closer to the Beethoven idea, where it's about the pastoral setting of Germany, but they're like, no Greek myths, that's what we want. But again, they fantasize it. They make it seem dreamlike. And yes, I know how this movie got the reevaluation. It found just the right audience. Stoners. Yeah, the stoners made this movie.
It's that's one of my favorite running like inside jokes about Disney films in general.
Like I gotta say one of my favorite characters in the movie is Yensid. Like the dude has Mickey Mouse as his apprentice, yet the dude himself just has such a presence anytime he's on screen. He's designed greatly. Like I heard he was even modeled after Walt Disney himself, and like had his name is
spelled backwards.
Yeah, exactly. And like anytime he's on screen, like everything is just like you just drop everything. You just like you do exactly what this guy says.
Yeah,
and like
is it off? Sorcerer's Apprentice on its own, just a landmark. I used to rewind that part just to see it there. and it's one of the few pieces that is played unabridged and unaltered, and it just works. It's the story. It clicks there. And it's also the first appearance of anatomically modern Mickey.
Yeah, like I heard he had like I actually there were like a few shorts where he did look like that, like I think in like 1939. But like for Fantasia, this is where they wanted to change that. This is where they wanted to give him those new kind of eyes. So it did come from Fantasia.
Yeah, I feel good. I don't know if you saw the chibi short where Molly wears the Sorcerer's Apprentice costume, but I'm like, that's how you make the cutest character in Disney history even cuter.
You know, it's interesting. Due to the success of Snow White, Dopey was at one point planned to like be the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but they changed it back to Mickey. Like
And that,
in no time.
wouldn't work. Dopey is one of those characters who works best as a foil. But yeah, Mickey totally pulls it off, and this is his iconic one. You'll never unsee Sorcerer's Apprentice. And that's kind of why I loved Fantasia even while rewatching it. I think The Rite of Spring could use an update, but that's really my only nitpick.
Okay, my number 6 pick. First of all, I want to ask you guys, which Disney film would you think was closest to the original source material?
I'd say that would be a hard one because they all take a lot of major liberties. I would probably say Alice in Wonderland.
Hunchback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Peter Pan?
I don't know why I couldn't think of anything else.
Well, I'm proud to say that my answer is actually what Wesley picked. My number 6 choice is Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. They change up the orders a bit, but they keep alive scenes and lines of dialogue basically verbatim from the book. They do. The thing is, they add in Tweedledee and Tweedledum and the Talking Flowers from Looking Glass, but the thing about it is that there were plays already that included those. So yeah.
Yeah, like in terms of like now for Disney films, I usually don't mind when they change up the source material because like it fits with the great stories they tell. But Alice in Wonderland, I was really impressed, especially growing up, how much the source material they kept in, especially the spirit of the original book. Like books, I should say, because like Tweedledee and Tweedledum are also here. Like it captures the madness of all of these characters to a T. Like they keep the dialogue from the book, but with a lot of Disney films, they changed it up. They wanted to make it more original, but there's plenty of lines that are still used from the book and used here. Like the line, the Cheshire Cat says, "We're all mad here." He says, "Most everyone's mad here." Like the spirit is just still there. And like I said before, like this film has some of Disney's best voice acting. Like the regulars they bring back here, like Verna Felton and Sterling Holloway. This is some of their best voice acting ever. Like everything about this film, so much of this film is just so brilliantly done. It captures a spirit very well. Like I said, my favorite scene in the film, I should say, is the trial scene at the end. Everything about that is just stellar.
Yeah, the trial, pretty funny. Yeah, you ever hear of the Sync Alice on the Wall? Play the wall over this.
Like Pink Floyd's The Wall?
Yeah, those climax with a trial. The only flaw is you have to deliberately skip Comfortably Numb, and who would do that?
You'd have to be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole vibe of this movie is like, okay, you remember when you were a little kid and your parents drag you to the grocery store to do errands, and then like every 5 minutes they see someone they know and they stop to talk to someone, and you're just left there thinking, what are you doing? Why is this happening? That's basically what Alice goes through. It's like the rules of convention just do not matter. Her understanding of things do not matter, and how she feels about everything does not matter to these insane creatures.
Also remember,
it really is an exercise in frustration, but I think they really captured that very well.
Yeah, Alice is also 7, so this is how a 7-year-old would see the world. Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the 3rd or 4th time they sing the Unbirthday song, and she's just like, not this again.
God, we were talking about Fantasia being a good drug trip film. Do not watch this movie high. It will that would actually send you into an existential crisis.
You speaking from experience there?
Right.
Well, I'm not saying personally, just based off of personal theory is all.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we have a hookah smoking caterpillar. That's a key idea of drug tripping there.
Yeah, the funny thing about the caterpillar, like, I tell this to my mother. Like, my mother, like, she loves The Sound of Music, and I keep telling her, "Oh, one of like Christopher Plummer's friends on the movie. That's the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland." She's like, "What? No way!" I'm like, "Yep, it is a Richard Hayden."
Okay. I mean,
Wow.
like, just connecting the movie to drugs, one of the most famous rock songs about drugs is based on Alice in Wonderland.
White Rabbit, yep.
All right.
All right.
Now, we've been doing this. We've been at this for a while. We're halfway through it, so I'm gonna do my best to be a bit more fast with these next few. Especially number 5. My number 5 is Encanto. We've already talked about it, but this is my favorite modern musical, and it's not even close, which is sad. But
Okay, Nick.
yeah, it is a really, really strong film, and I truly do hope Disney is able to make something as good as it again, because as much as I love Zootopia 2, it's still Encanto still yet to be top for me this century. Well, except for one, which you guys probably can guess, but we'll
Right.
get to that later.
Right, Nick, you want to go next?
Yep. So my number 5 is Cinderella, which we've also talked
Nice.
about. This is
All right.
This is my favorite movie from Disney's living period. Pretty much everything that Jackson talked about earlier applies to me. I still stand by that the dress ripping scene is the most heartbreaking scene in the classic Disney era, and possibly all of Disney in general. Just the sheer despair that Cinderella goes through really does justify all the help that she gets from the mice and the fairy godmother, and eventually herself when she saves the slipper.
Yep. Right, that's pretty nice. You want me to go next?
Yeah, sure.
I have a new movie on here. It's one that got better on rewatch. It's Pinocchio.
Ooh.
Pinocchio!
I kind of feel like this is one of those quintessential children's movies. One you watch, forget about, and then you watch it as an adult and it's just as good as you remember. It's kind of similar to Fantasia in that it's showing the art and the craft of the thing, having the scenes pop out and show what it can do. And the thing about it is, it has a sense of morality, but it's not too preachy about it. You get to see the character develop, and it feels believable how this puppet can grow into being a human. And Jiminy Cricket, as the conscience, he goes through a character arc too. Remember, when we first meet him, he's kind of just a bum on the streets, but then he learns how to be his own conscience in a way. And it takes a lot of the innovation from Snow White, and it just expands upon it with things like the dramatic pan, the whale scene, and all the characters are just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a great attention detail that every time Pinocchio does something bad is when Jiminy Cricket is like separated from him.
Right.
Yeah, there have been so many adaptations of Pinocchio, and the Disney version is obviously one of the best ones. I'd say a close second is Phoenix Games. If you know, you know. Don't run off, Pinocchio!
Like, okay, girls and boys.
Yes, we had that. This is also the first animated film to win a competitive Oscar for Disney's basically theme song, When You Wish on a Star.
Right.
But remember, the message is not just wishing they'll come to you. Disney believed that the wish is granted from sacrifice. And that's really the true message of the film. Because Pinocchio has to make a sacrifice to become a real boy. And that's just really touching.
You know, I still haven't seen Del Toro's version, but I really need to.
We'll get to that. That could be an episode. But that one deals a little bit more with themes of life and death. This one's more about morality and about setting yourself right.
Sure, and...
Although
Go ahead.
Although, in my opinion, nothing's going to beat Pat Nokio from SpongeBob.
Oh, Pat Nokio, that's a funny episode too. And I mean, and they actually committed to the bit. They stayed pretty close to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Patrick getting swallowed by a whale.
Yeah.
Technically.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
People nowadays always tend to associate Pinocchio with just if you lie, your nose grows. And there's obviously more to him than that, but it did lead to probably the funniest scene in Shrek 3.
Yeah, Shrek 2.
No, Shrek the third
Shrek
time
3,
when he's like trying to get around
King.
The logic bomb. My math teacher showed that to us actually during our unit on logic.
See that in the Shrek 2 scene is also good.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Are you? I most certainly am not. It looks like you most certainly are.
Well, yeah, Pinocchio, really great. Something you might see as a kid, but give it a rewatch because it is as good as you remember it.
All right.
Okay, my next choice is my pick for the funniest Disney film that's ever been made, that one that focused entirely on comedy, The Emperor's New Groove.
That was one of my last cuts. I'm glad to see you enjoying it.
Yeah. Winner of our first tournament and the loser of the last tournament's Final Four.
Everything about this movie, I think, is just comedy gold from start to finish. Like, Cusco is a lovable jerk who goes through a great arc. Pacha is a great support for him. And, like, what even do I even need to say about Yzma and Grant? They are just a laugh riot from start to finish.
I'm so glad Eartha Kitt won an Emmy for her role as Yzma on the show.
Oh, yeah?
And, like, something wholesome I gotta say about Grant is that last year when the movie celebrated its 25th anniversary, Patrick Warburton and his sons like re-recorded Grant's lines for fun. I'm like, that is just so sweet and awesome.
By the way, telling Warburton.
Disney movies. You got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make any sense.
Talon Warburton is like actually a professional voice actor too. Like he's in Genshin Impact. He was also in a recent episode of Invincible where he played a younger Omni-Man.
Yeah, have you ever noticed how he tends to be typecast as characters with very pronounced chins?
Like father, like son.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's Kronk, it's Brock, it's
Joe.
Joe Swanson.
Yeah, Count Slots, Joe, they all have very pronounced chins.
Yay, Joe's chin!
You know, it's also worth knowing that anytime it's somebody's birthday, anybody that I'm close to, I always send them that Emperor's New Groove clip, which is just incredibly
It's your
funny.
birthday!
I sent it to
Yeah, that's what.
birthday 2 weeks ago, so I sent it to that.
Yeah, that's why I always remember about like that like just Kronk just bursting and going, "It's your birthday." Like anytime I know it's somebody's birthday, like I always send it to them.
Good stuff. Good
So
stuff.
yeah.
Is it? My turn now.
Yeah, number 4.
Yep.
I picked Mulan.
All right.
We're getting into this is the real nitty gritty of my top 4 because it is nearly impossible to pick my favorite Renaissance films. I even had to cut a few out just so I could have like some variety going on. Definitely Mulan, without a doubt, is one of the cool ones. Is really impressive how they are able to have something focused on the military like that and keep it kid friendly, and it's a very likable protagonist, and I love all of her army mates, and Mushu is a great person to like everybody needs a friend like Mushu on their side, and yeah, that's some good stuff.
Quotable stuff. It especially has a really great Disney line: "Dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow."
By the way, guys, do you mind if I go like in and out a little bit, but like between 2 Discord calls, because something else going on. Like I'll come back here. Just
No,
like,
we'll let you know.
All right, yeah, cool. But I'll be right back. No worries.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
But Nick.
All right. So my pick for number 4 is The Little Mermaid. Yet another film that we've already talked about. I always connected this film with Cinderella. They help Disney out of dark periods. The princesses go through similar arcs. People constantly misunderstand them, and I implore them to give it another watch with an open mind. Really, the only reason I'm putting this above Cinderella is because I think Ariel's arc is more interesting than Cinderella's. Like, I think we mentioned this in the episode with Josh, that, after when Cinderella is at her lowest point, she's, like, given the hand of God, whereas when Ariel's at her lowest, she's given the hand of the devil.
Oh, that's
really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it really does show the dangers of people who will take advantage of people in such low situations, and really is kind of a wake-up call to really not put people in that situation, but also not be the one to take advantage. Actually be a helping hand, like the fairy godmother. Don't be an Ursula.
Yeah, that's I didn't even notice that. That's cool.
Yeah, like that's a great lesson for all you listening to this. Do not become a Disney villain. It won't end well.
Yeah. I kind of see that like on a T-shirt. The fairy godmother says, "Don't be an Ursula," and Ursula's like, right now, sort of being like,
right, and Ursula's kind of also gets the most graphic villain death. So yeah,
she gets stabbed by a boat.
Yeah, and like struck by lightning at the same time. Like, what a way to go!
Yeah. Yep. Okay, my number 4 is another novel one I haven't seen brought up yet. It's Beauty and the Beast. It's one of the most important animated films. It was the first animated film nominated for Best Picture, probably the one that stood the most realistic chance of winning. It's just a movie that's got all. It's a typical musical. It's got the basic love story, and I think that's why it went to Broadway first, because it was tailor-made for that. This is the perfect package. She's the one who gets the best arc. She gets to venture out of her comfort zone, and she learns how to open up to people. And it's just as much as the Beast, though they go through sort of the same character arc, and that's what draws them together.
That's right.
Yeah, and I will just say also, Human Again, the song that was added in, it grew on me. So you can imagine my shock when we went to Disney Plus and the version they have on there was the cut.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this has been reinserted into the movie. It's a part of the movie. You got to keep it.
Right. Watching this movie for the first time, I was interested in the story, but the thing that really stood out to me is just how good the soundtrack was. This was the first movie to get nominated for Best Original Song 3 times, and
which you can't do anymore. You can only get 2 now.
Yeah, but it earned those nominations, and funny enough, they all started with the letter B.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Be Our Guest is What Guy Like You Should Have Been.
Yeah.
Belle is a great introductory song, and I love those comics of Belle being judgmental to the townspeople and everyone else being like, okay, screw you too.
I was like towards the end of the intro song where they're all talking at once.
Yeah. And then, of course, Beauty and the Beast love song, all-time classic. And just like A Whole New World, Peebo Bryson ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, it's about the dramatic zoom on the dance floor. I'll also say Beauty and the Beast, they seem to be waltzing, even though the song is not a waltz.
It's in 4.
Yeah. But the dance they do appears to be waltz, so yeah, kind of awkward. But it's funny. For the remake, the one song I think they did justice was the Mob song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
interesting.
Fair enough.
I didn't see it, but I'll take your word for it.
The remake version of the Mob song, I think, is on par with the original.
I kind of think they did good with Gaston, also, like the song at least.
Yeah, the song does sound pretty nice, but Gaston, it was It's a villain song. It is very clearly influenced by Radigan.
Oh yeah.
So it really gets them to tie in with what the villain song's like. What's funny is it's not sung entirely by the villain. It's a party song. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Beauty and the Beast still stands out, still pretty good, and has one of the best soundtracks in an animated film. Let's hear you go, Jackson.
Okay, with what I said 2 numbers ago, like how I don't mind how Disney like changed the source material as long as it tells a good story. To me, we're going to go with my number 1 pick for the film that was made during when Walt Disney was still alive, and it was also the last film that was made when he was alive, The Jungle Book.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, it's funny
Like-
how the last year of Walt's life, this was the first time I would actually say that a movie was Disneyfied. The older stories, they changed a lot, but they still kept the darker parts in. This one's a little different. It's just vibes again, having a good time.
Yeah, I think this is like this is the kind of the vibes film that's my personal favorite, because I really enjoy the characters. This is definitely Disney's best ensemble movie, where it's just focused on the characters, their dynamic, their history with each other, and it just feels alive. Like, the animation about it just feels so alive with how these characters move, how their voices are matched to their designs. It just feels alive throughout the whole thing.
I will give it that the characters in this make the movie. It's about being with them in the moment.
Yeah, and something else that's worth bringing up is that around this time, Walt Disney was kind of like not being involved with animation as much as he used to. Like, he was kind of working on like live action films, the theme park rides, and the theme parks and the stuff like that. But when there was production troubles with the Jungle Book, he wanted to become more involved with that. And according to a lot of people, he was just involved as like his earlier films, like Snow White and Pinocchio. And it really does show that the whole thing. Like, there's just so much passion put in this film and just wanting to bring it to life. Like, along with the bare necessities, we also have like a lot of great songs by the Sherman Brothers. They come back for this as well. And like, it's a great also mix between celebrities, like more famous actors like Phil Harris, Louis Prima, and George Sanders, but also the regulars like J. Pat O'Malley and Sterling Holloway and Verna Felton, who all bring their A game here as these characters too.
Funny though is, with the possible exception of George Sanders, most people know the voice actors from this movie.
Yeah, like what's really interesting about Shere Khan is that he doesn't appear until like the last third of the movie, yet he's built up like he's like the big bad, like nobody will stand a chance against him, and you can like talk or reason with him. He's always out to kill. And like, when he shows up, he wasn't like a vengeful monster or anything. He wasn't ruthless, but he had style, he had class. It was confident in himself that he was like would always stand on top, that it legit came off as intimidating.
Right, and also this is a pretty good contrast. Lions are very social. In Lion King, there's a whole pride, and Scar gets the alliance from hyenas. Tigers are solitary; they're solo acts. So Shere Khan has to be a menace all by himself.
Yeah, like it kind of works also because Ka isn't really a minion of Shere Khan. They're pretty much the two guys who, like, I would think of. Yeah, they're nice to each other when they're around, but when they're alone, they pretty much talk shit behind each other's backs.
Oh yeah, that's
And Baloo, I think, is also like one of the best Disney comic reliefs out there. Yeah, he could be careless and lazy, but he has a huge heart. He cares so much for Mowgli, and just wants to keep him safe and just have a good time with his little make-believe bear cub. And like,
and he is still a mentor figure. He does still at least try to teach Mowgli stuff, like how to pick fruit.
True.
yeah, like one of the more heartbreaking scenes, like with Baloo, is that when he realizes that Mowgli isn't safe here, he has to tell him that he has to go back to the man village. The animation on Baloo is some of the best I've seen of any Disney animator. Like, Frank Thomas worked on Baloo in this scene, and he just really made him feel like he has no other choice. He has to betray his friend. So,
Okay.
yeah, like, in terms of the films that have Walt Disney's personal touch, The Jungle Book was a great film to like end his career on, and that's my pick.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Carrick.
Alrighty. So my number 3 is Hercules.
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 No, you're right. I do. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've been kind of like re-obsessed with this film lately, and I have been very happy with the like resurgence of the cult following it's gotten. The musical numbers are all great. Hades is an awesome villain. I love the animation style, and I think Meg and Hercules have great chemistry, and the humor is really is up there as one of my favorites. Like, there are only a few that like stand like close to toe to toe with it, and yeah, that's why I really like Hercules.
All right, my number 3 is Zootopia 1. I do still prefer this to the sequel. The first scene mentions actuaries, so obviously it already wins me over just on sheer bias alone. And I also just think the general conflict that they're trying to solve in the first one is, for me it feels stronger than the second one, because it really is all about, you know, systemic issues, things that can't easily be solved. I feel like the second one took a little too hard of a turn into just what this one family did, and then they get arrested, and it's implied that, you know, it's all better. You know, nothing wrong with that. I just think that Zootopia 1 handles its messaging a little bit stronger. And it's also one of the few Disney films I saw the year that it came out. You have to understand, I didn't really get into animation until really this podcast. So I didn't see it in theaters, but I did see it when my university showed it in their theater, and it was a laugh riot. I just had the most fun time with it. It was one of those movies that I just instantly wanted to see again whenever I got the chance.
Yeah, like, what's interesting is, like, when Zootopia was coming out on the big screen, my mom was saying, like, I don't know, like, can't we just wait until, like, it comes out on DVD? I'm just like, no, come on, this is from Disney, like, it's gonna be a fun time. When we both saw it on the big screen, Mom said it was one of her new favorite movies.
Hey, awesome.
Well, we did that. You had your repeat. My number 3 is also a repeat. It's Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
It's I know it's really high, but it's just got a lot. Music, characters, animation. It takes short stories and combines them into one. But what's interesting is it was, again, 3 short films, but yet it makes a whole greater than the sum of its parts. Mm-hmm. Because it combines them and it feels whimsical. And they stick pretty close to the stories. And that ending, man. That ending.
Yeah.
It hits close to home.
Yeah, it needs the epilogue because it gets into the more philosophical, deeper moments. But it also has a little optimistic tune that the door is still open. Even though Christopher Robin's going away, he can still come back whenever he wants.
Right.
Yep, and they'll be waiting for him, and they can pick it back up whenever. And it really hammers that home. This is often the first one they show to kids because it's funny and has relative lack of scary scenes. So they can just gel with it and they can get used to it. And it has all these fun characters and moments. So yeah, Many Adventures still hits home.
My third choice is also a repeat. It is Beauty and the Beast. Like, it's worth pointing out that, like, the two other films that I'll talk about are also musicals too, but this one, in my opinion, nails the best at the Broadway approach. Like, from the way, like, this movie uses its songs to tell the story, it is just pitch perfect. Like, Belle is just like one of their best opening musical numbers. The way it gets so much character with, like, the village as well as Belle and Gaston and everybody else. it is just seamless. And like same with like all their other songs too. Like Beauty and the Beast, like the ballroom dance is, like I said before, it is my favorite song of all time. Like it is just purely romantic, and it's beautiful to listen to, and like it's a romantic song that doesn't even use the word love in it. That is astounding to me. That is just like, it's surprising. And also, I like it before, Belle is like one of the best animated characters to be ever created. Like, she's my favorite Disney princess, and like all the other characters themselves are just like very smartly written too.
So I think Beauty and the Beast avoids using that word love, so it can be interpreted in a number of different ways. So it can be
Yeah, and
all kinds of love.
I also got to credit that it isn't Belle and the Beast in this; it's Mrs. Potts. She's seen that as if she's an observer of how they grew to be like, they like they can't stand each other, to like becoming friends and becoming more than friends. It's like, if anything, it makes it more romantic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, how long do we think that Belle and Beast got to be with each other? I've heard some people say it was quick, like 3 days. I'm more into the 3 months theory, because it was
No,
enough
I
time.
definitely think the seasons passed for
Yeah,
sure.
it was enough time
With the
for
way the weather changed.
Right.
Belt. So yeah, I'd say 3 months minimum.
Same.
Yeah, and like, though my favorite scene in the whole movie, as well as my favorite scene in general, is the scene where the Beast has to let Belle go. Like, that is just beautifully done, beautifully acted, beautifully animated too. And like, according to the research I did, this actually saved the production of the movie as it went in and out of the studio for like decades. Howard Ashman like actually came up and said, "Guys, the Beast is the guy with the problem. It's his love that allows the girl to leave the castle." That right there pretty much saved the movie from development hell, if you could really think about it.
Right. Yeah. Also, another thing to note: a lot of times the director isn't the main driving force of the movie. Sometimes it's an actor or a producer. In this case, this is one of the rare times where I think it's the movie belongs to the composer. This is Howard Ashman's movie.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like even though he was really hoping to look forward to working on Aladdin, he and Alan were trying to finish this film because it was really struggling. But Howard Ashman still put us all into this movie with Alan.
But yeah, Howard Ashman made it his own. Okay, Carrick, you're number 2.
Thank you very much. This is probably I forget if this has been talked about. I got Aladdin at my number 2.
It has not, actually.
How about that? But yeah, no, we've kind of alluded towards it a little bit with references to Genie, but this film is definitely. I love Robin Williams, but this film has plenty to offer beyond that. All the characters have a ton of energy and charisma behind them. All the musical numbers are out of this world with like the scale that they have, and it's a very awesome. It's just an awesome adventure film that is able to tie in a very believable romance as well. One of the few believable connections, like love at first sight connections, I guess, because it's like they actually do have stuff to bond over, and they do have obvious chemistry. And speaking of chemistry, Jafar and Iago are some of my favorite villains because of that. And yeah, just I like Aladdin a lot. It probably should be my number 1, like from a like grand like ambition perspective. But my number 1 is something a little different.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing it.
Yep, Nick.
All right. So my number 2 is Tarzan.
Okay.
This one isn't as nostalgic to me as Winnie the Pooh was, but I did watch it a few times as a kid. I did listen to that Phil Collins soundtrack many times. My introduction to him before Genesis. So I was always a little biased going into this, but just watching it on a purely, separate level from all of that, it just astounds me at how well put together this movie is. I love Tarzan's journey from a boy to a man. I love the dilemma of trying to figure out who he is. I don't think the other human characters are intrusive at all. In fact, I think Jane is fantastic on her own.
Oh yeah.
And the scene where Tarzan finally figures out where he comes from and makes the decision to leave, that scene always breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Like they even quote the Phil Collins song when they leave. Like, you'll always be in my heart. Why you gotta do that to me, Disney?
Yeah.
And also it looks amazing. I will never understand how they made it look like Tarzan was actually surfing on those trees at the end of the Son of Man segment. It's just
Apparently they use Tony Hawk as a reference.
Yeah. How about that? Nostalgia might be driving my love for this one a little bit, and the only reason it's not number one is because my actual number one is one that I like just as much, but I had no nostalgia connection to, so therefore it's stronger.
Right, that's
Yeah,
cool.
like I think it was also helps about Tarzan is that the action of the film is just really good too. There is so much bite and crunch to how this film animates its action. It is just it's pretty much eye candy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And the format thing. Yeah, I think we're all gonna have a big matchup here. We have a good consensus. My number 2 is also Aladdin.
Yes.
It's one that I think does what Disney does, and it does it great. It's a movie where they take a familiar story but provide a unique, inventive spin about it. And we have Aladdin trying to get to the underdog story, but he learns how to wish responsibly. And we have a genie who's really helpful to people, to contrast Jafar. Really, the genie doesn't even use any genie loopholes until Jafar's last wish. That's pretty cool. That's how nice he is. And it's got a really nice soundtrack. And while it does twists and turns the story, it doesn't deviate too much from it. It's still recognizably Aladdin, but it's also got some very nice stylization. The romance is believable, and of course Jafar, the slimy snake he is, it just gets a good look from me there. His villain song is the only one that's a reprise, but I think that's meant to show how he's a contrast to Genie by being, and he's trying to spin the hero's words against him. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a nice touch.
I'm gonna join Carrick and Wesley on this one. My number 2 pick is also Aladdin.
Oh my god! I swear we didn't collaborate on this earlier. Like conspire.
Yeah, we did not coordinate this.
Yeah, what else can be said about this movie? I talked in great detail before about Robin Williams and his contributions to the film. They can't be unmatched. Though it's interesting. Not too long ago, I found out for the DuckTales movie that came out 2 years earlier, the director actually wanted Robin Williams to voice his genie, but Jeffrey Katzenberg was just screwing around, I think. So he just done on Rip Taylor. Isn't that a coincidence? Yeah, but I didn't want to dedicate most of this to talking about the villains, because Jafar and Iago are my favorite villains of all time.
No, not even animated villains, just villains in general.
Yeah, they have such a presence to the movie. They help drive the movie too with what they do, and it isn't just a typical villain beats on his henchman or anything. Iago is treated with equal as respect as Jafar. Sure, Jafar may bonk him on the head or throttle him once in a while, but these two are on equal footing despite their different personalities. They want the same goal. They want to cause just as much evil as possible. That up until the return of Jafar, you kind of wonder who was the bigger scumbag, who was the bigger monster out of both of them.
Honestly, I think they admittedly took creative liberties with Iago's character, making him a good guy. I think the show just really wanted to use Gilbert Gottfried more, and it's just they made the redemption an excuse to do that.
Oh, you're actually not too far off, because Tad Stones, who developed the Aladdin series, he said he wanted Iago in there because he was his favorite character. He said that, I gotta give him a lot of credit for saying this. He said even if you took out Robin Williams' Genie, you would still have a good movie. But you couldn't do that with Yaru. He kept saying, "I want that bird."
Aw. That's a fun way to put it. It's too bad that they couldn't do the same for Jafar because that would have been a bit too unbelievable, making him a good guy.
Young. Although the funny thing is, Jonathan Freeman voices another character in the series. He voices like some kind of little wizard, and like it surprised me. Like I'm just like, really, that was him?
I appreciate that. That's a fun way to like get around it and like still keep him in the project. So sort of like throwing a bone.
Right, and as for my theory on if the peddler at the beginning of the movie is the genie, I feel like in the original draft it was, but not really quite here. He comes back in the King of Thieves to tie up full circle, which kind of spunks this, but I really do like how it can go either way. He's wearing the genie's colors. He's the only other character drawn with 4 fingers.
Yeah, and like he and the genie, and like both like on the first film and the third film, they're never on screen together.
Yeah, so it could go either way. I personally am of the opinion that he's not because of the third movie appearance, but I like how they could make it open to interpretation.
I kind of feel like he is personally.
We ready for the number ones? Or honorable mentions and then number ones?
Yeah, I'm gonna lightning round my honorable mentions. Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Lilo and Stitch, Zootopia 2, Little Mermaid, Treasure Planet. Love all those movies to death. They just barely missed the cut.
Some of my honorable mentions. I already mentioned Tangled as my number 11. Others include Bolt, The Lion King, Emperor's New Groove, and Aladdin.
All right. As for me, they had I had a lot of the ones you already mentioned. Encanto, Alice in Wonderland, Emperor's New Groove almost missed the cut, but almost made the cut. Lilo and Stitch, also another one that we haven't talked about. That was pretty high up on my list.
And that was my number 10.
Oh yeah, number 10. All right. Oh, Hunchback was also just a smidge off. I think that one was my number 11 on Letterboxd.
Alright. Okay, I don't have like the runner-up list with me, but I can say there are quite a few unpopular opinions. Like Pocahontas, the Aristocats, Fun and Fancy Free are also like pretty high up there too. Up there with me too. I also have films like Robin Hood, Snow White, The Princess and the Frog, and The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh are also in my runners-up.
All right.
Is it time?
Let's bring home the gold. Garrick, you're number 1.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
We've talked about it to death at this point, and I'm gonna say it this way: Emperor's New Groove is one of those types of movies that kind of defines a generation. A lot of the humor that we see on the internet today, and a lot of like my own humor, is like it can all be traced back to this movie. Like it is groundbreaking in that regard. Like. You don't see, like, not only was that type of humor like so uncommon, especially for Disney films back then, but like the fact that they knocked it out of the park like as well as they did with like the production nightmare that was the original draft of this film, and that it came out decently at all, let alone as memorable as this, like really does say a lot about it. And it has some of my favorite voice actors in it, and also including Miss Wendy Malick and even John Fiedler making one of his last appearances in a film.
Yeah, it's funny. One thing I would describe this as, it's basically a parody of a movie that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And hey, we still have Snuff Out the Light as available media, so
yeah, it's on the soundtrack. You can hear it whenever you want.
So what? Yeah, one of the, I think that would be a fun like animated project for somebody to do, as if it was like a real film. And just what else can I say about this dang film? It is priceless to me.
If I were to point out a funny line that just popped in my head from it, is when Cousteau goes, "Yeah, again." Wait.
Like, oh yeah, I could barely hear you because of Discord, but I know which line you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this film. You know it. So, Nick,
All right. So
I do have one funny joke from Oni Plays. They were one of the guys on the channel was talking about how he used to like really cringe, like as a little kid he cringed at one of the scenes, like he thought it like was like the most stupid thing ever. Like he would turn the TV off like when it came on because he didn't like want to be embarrassed by like his parents coming in. And it was at the scene where Cusco went, oh no, bad llama, and, like slapping himself in the hoof, like oh very bad llama. And, like he thought that was like the dumbest thing ever, and like he realized like as an adult, like I don't know why I thought that, because like looking back on it, it's like actually very charming and like not offensively cringe at all. And the other people on the channel agree. It's like, yeah, no, that's like that was a funny line. Like, why did you ever think that as a kid? So all right, moving on now.
all right. So the film that I'm giving the gold is Mulan.
Nice.
Touched upon this earlier. I think it was on Carrick's list. I like it subjectively as much as Tarzan, but it doesn't have the nostalgic connection, so that tells me that my feelings are more genuine, I guess. But
There you go.
yeah, Mulan, to put it simply, is a badass.
Yes.
She's obviously not as strong as the other male warriors, but she gets by with ingenuity as well as some legitimate training.
she's the only Disney princess with a body count. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
I still say the scene with the greatest tonal whiplash I've ever seen is when the end of A Girl Worth Fighting For, it's all happy and jolly, and oh, we're gonna get all the bitches. Oh, this is real. This is actually happening. And there are
they don't sing
musical
yeah.
numbers after that point.
I was about to say, yeah, that's a really good attention to detail.
Although I should say something. One time when me and my sister were listening to this on the radio, it cut to when as soon as that A Girl Worth Fighting, it cuts to the Broadway version of Circle of Life, and I just joked saying like the army is like, "Oops, wrong location. Let's go somewhere else."
Let's try something else.
Right. And it's incredible that they got Donny Osmond to sing "I'll Make a Man Out of You." I am not an Osmond fan by any stretch. So
yeah, he originally auditioned for Hercules. That's actually how he ended up getting this movie.
how about that? Yeah, I do like how my two favorite Disney movies are back to back, because Tarzan came out right after this.
Yeah, right. Okay, here we go. I'm an old, you know me, you know I've gone through a lot of Letterboxd and old head movies, but I tried to be fair and reasonable. I rewatched the entire Disney canon to prepare. I did a ranking. I did through Letterboxd. My nostalgic favorite was different, was up 6 years ago, and it's still there. My number one's still Bambi.
Yay!
I saw that coming.
Stick to your guns.
Yep, I stuck with my guns. A lot of people complain about the tonal whiplash, but I feel like this is just a life in the woods. It's a very personal, important film to Walt himself. It's the favorite of the movies he made. It's technically innovative. It shows off the scenery and has lifelike animal stuff. I was an animal kid. That's part of why I'm biased towards it. But it just captures the feelings of life and of hardships and how you have to work for everything. It's a movie I feel like even if you don't love it, you at least respect it. So
Yeah.
So it's got those technical innovations, and also Flowers, the first metrosexual Disney character. We all know it.
Yeah, and like, there's people I talk to that always are surprised, saying like, "Wait, Sterling Holloway did his voice?"
Yeah.
That goes hard.
He did.
Yeah, and like,
And as
I think if I were to point out something about this film that I do appreciate is like I said this before, but I have a phobia of owls. But Friend Owl is actually my favorite character in the movie. Like, I really just love everything about him.
That's a shame. I love owls.
Yeah, Disney has a thing with owls. Between this, Winnie the Pooh, Sword in the Stone, and Fox and the Hound.
Owl
Yeah, like,
House.
Yeah, Friend Owl
Yeah,
is up there with one of them, and he's got a lot of the funny things. This movie was directed by David Hand, who also did Snow White. nobody does forestry imagery like Hand. Nobody. I
So
and also-
what you're saying is that this movie was hand drawn.
Yes, exactly, and that's what made it so impressive. Also, check out his Land shorts. They're like this mixed with silly symphonies.
Yeah, but like I said, Disney just does really good without characters. But yeah, I agree that the film to really just capture the forest feeling.
Yep. Yes, but yeah, David Hand. This made him one of my favorite animated directors. Just period. Just for how he's able to capture nature and incorporate the darker elements. It has those moments of light levity, of course, but really Bambi just spellbinds me. And even when I was rewatching it for this podcast, I was like, "Yep, I know which one's gonna be."
I'm happy to see that.
So yeah, and Jackson, of course, finish it off.
Like Wesley here, I'm gonna be sticking to my guns too with the gold medal. It is still The Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I respect this film a lot, and like I love this film. I adore it. Like I grew up with it. It was like it pretty much introduced me to what you could do, not just with animation, but just with film and like visual storytelling in general. And like the songs are fantastic. The characters are just like so timeless and lovable, and like it's also like emotionally driven. It's like the drama is also very well done. The comedy is especially really funny, and like this is one of these first films where like a celebrity cast was like highly utilized. Like there were celebrities they brought in their like films before, but usually maybe like one or two big names they got. Here the whole cast is made up of them too, and a personal favorite of mine is honestly Rowan Atkinson. Like, I don't think Rowan Atkinson gets enough credit here as Zazu. I mean, there's several people I talk to that are just like, wait, Mr. Bean was Zazu? And like, yeah, like it really does show his range.
For sure.
Like,
Yep.
I do kind of feel bad that Rowan Atkinson didn't voice Zazu in like later production because he said voice acting really isn't his thing, even though he did enjoy working on The Lion King. He said he's just more of a physical actor rather than the voice actor, which I do understand. Like, nothing wrong with that.
Especially
Like,
with somebody who like as physically like iconic as him. I totally get that.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, he did still bring such like. I've seen Zazu and other stuff. Like Zazu's fine in like other media I've seen, but like there really just was a special spark that Rowan Atkinson gave to him that is really unmatched.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Apparently, the wildebeest scene alone took 3 years to make.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I said this before about Hakuna Matata, I don't think the film, like, I don't think Timon and Pumbaa were like telling Simba to like just forget his dead dad because one, they didn't know about Simba's past. How are they supposed to know how to say stuff to him? And also, the movie, like Hakuna Matata itself, isn't really a bad message. Like there are times when you say, "Hey, bad things happen and there's nothing you can do about it." If anything, Simba mistook the message because Simba mistook the message because he was using it like just to escape responsibility, and he had to learn from his mistakes, and he had to like go back and take his place as king.
Jack, I don't think I've ever asked you this before. What are your thoughts on the Morning Report song?
Oh, the Morning Report. In terms of I'm gonna first say it right now. The Pouncy scene in the original is like I do prefer that honestly, but I think the Morning Report I like as a fun bonus feature. Like when you look at Human Again, which is another deleted song that was brought back, Human Again, like I could watch Beauty and the Beast with or without it. But Morning Report, I'm like, I just have to go with the original Pound scene. It's much better. But Morning Report itself, I actually think is a pretty hummable tune. And I gotta say, Jeff Bennett does a really good job impersonating Rowan Atkinson as Zazu. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference as a kid.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. The thing is, they had to basically cut a whole scene short to add it in. Beauty and the Beast, I've watched both with and without the new song, and it doesn't disrupt the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I gotta say, like, yeah, the Morning Report I think is a catchy tune, but the original Pouncy scene is just so much funnier. Like, you can't top this scene like this. Oh, very good. Pouncing. saying, "Oh no, sir, you can't be serious." There's just many,
That was a line my brothers and I did all the time.
like there's just something so funny about that Zazu knows that it's coming, but still doesn't know, is still surprised by it too. And just like I love the way Mufasa just like does the thing with his claws, just like go on, turn back around. Like, like it's just so funny.
Very, very charming scene. All right.
So yeah, like the Lion King, to me, it's still the king.
Woohoo!
All right. And with that, we can close this chapter of Mouse Madness.
Yeah, we'll be back to more cartoon chatterbox in the coming month. We got some big stuff planned.
Yeah, you could say our next episode is going to be amazing.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
You
Yeah,
might
we got
even
that could actually mean a number of things. So have fun speculating.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was still fun going for it and see how the list changed in 6 years. But yeah, it was really fun just revisiting all these movies
Yeah.
again.
Honestly, the only difference between this list and my last list is that I put Encanto on it. That's literally because Encanto wasn't out when we did the first one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we appreciate consistency.
Indeed.
Yeah, mine had the order shift a little, but I think the only one that got the bump was Pinocchio, but still pretty nice. And I actually rewatched the entire canon before Mouse Madness 2 so we could prepare.
Nice.
Yeah, Pocahontas and the first Utopia got bumped from my original list.
Yeah. Yeah. So at least I got points for consistency, but again, I did try to be fair in my rankings. So I did that marathon in a while ago, I think. So I went by my letterbox.
Well, thank y'all for joining. We will see you next time. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.